Obviously, the wrong female anaconda had babies the other day. We know that it's Ariana now, of course, that had the babies. But the fact is, a lot of people did ask, like, what if maybe Ivy is a male and he bred, of course, Ariana? Well, the fact is that when we got Ivy, we actually sexed her, and she was a female, number one. And number two, males just don't get that big. It's something that's called sexual dimorphism, right? So a male anaconda typically will never get more than 8, maybe 9 foot. They could maybe max out at 10 foot, but they're never gonna be a beast like this girl right here. I mean, look at how incredible she has gotten so big, guys, where I am not even kidding you. It is literally impossible for one person to pick this animal up. I mean, I can't even get her off the ground. It is crazy. Anacondas are like next level when it comes to actually the size of them. I mean, she's only 11.5 foot. You figure about some of my retics are 20 foot long, and I can still pick them up. And here at 11 foot, I literally can't get this girl off the ground without help. I mean, it's gonna be crazy when she's 16, 17 foot and another 50, 60, 70, maybe even 100 pounds. But I tell you what, Ivy is still one of my favorite snakes I've ever owned in my entire life, and she is an absolute beauty. I mean, a green anaconda, but the fact is, guys, yes, she is a female. I promise you that was a virgin birth and that Ivy was not the daddy of that litter. But we are looking for a male, to be honest with you. I'd love to get a male that is ready to breed both Ivy and Ariana now. Of course, we want him to be tame if possible, but hey, beggars can't be choosers. So if you know anyone that has a male anaconda that would like to sell it and have it here at the Reptarium, I would love to get one, because boy, oh boy, I know if Ariana had one live baby, Ivy is going to have about 30 or 40 of them, because she is a giant. And by the way, good morning, Reptile Army. I hope the start of your day is amazing. I'm feeling a little bit patriotic today. I hope that you guys enjoy these designs. If you do, you go over to reptilearmy.com, join the army, be our foot soldiers, the reptile movement that's helping things like US ARC and other conservation education projects. I appreciate you joining reptilearmy.com. Since we've been hanging out with some big snakes, there's no doubt that I'm going to take my girl Gemma out. She is an absolute beauty. There's no doubt about that. Again, last time we weighed her 135 pounds, only 16.5 foot. Thinking about that, she's going to eventually maybe get 20, maybe even 22, 23 foot. Think how big she's going to be at that point. Maybe 200 plus pounds for sure. I mean, but she is absolutely incredible. I've always mentioned that this is a snake that I've always wanted. You know, I love Lucy, I love Daisy, I love all of those big snakes. You know, obviously I love Ivy, but there's just something about a giant reticulated python that is as placid as this, that almost acts more like a Burmese python, where it doesn't move around a lot and it's really easy to interact with, right? And I tell you what, she has been a dream come true. There is no doubt about it. And just look at how beautiful she is and how absolutely habituated she is to handling. I mean, you can bring this out in any occasion and people are like, oh my gosh, that is a giant snake. And I've said this a million times, like, is it crazy to think that snakes like this actually live on this planet? I mean, to me, that just blows me away. It's almost like dinosaur time, you know? If you were to see a iguana that was 15 foot long, that's kind of how I feel about giant snakes, right? Like, you just wouldn't expect that these are roaming in the wilderness of Indonesia and the Philippines. I mean, I found some reticulated pythons in Indonesia, but they were just small ones. I couldn't imagine coming across a 16, 17, 20 foot long reticulated python just tromping around in the jungle someday. But I tell you what, I hope I find that one day, because that would be absolutely incredible. But for now, Gemma is absolutely a dream come true.
You just got this new Dumerals boa. What's her name?
I thought you knew it.
I don't know. Let's call her. But it's a female, so of course we got Breadloaf right here.
And Gerald.
We got Gerald. So now we've got Beyonce.
What if we call it like Bulga? Breadloaf and Gerald?
Beyonce. Beauty.
Yeah. Wow. No, we already got Spidey.
There you have her.
So obviously we have Breadloaf.
I thought I was talking. Okay, go ahead.
I'll talk about my snake. I got.
Okay.
Since I'm the one who got her here.
That's true. We've had Breadloaf for a long time. Obviously, he's our biggest. I really hope you don't mind me.
Dumerals.
Biggest Dumerals boa, and obviously awesome.
Gerald, okay, he's 37 years old. There's something wrong with his growth spurt, though. I don't know what's going on. No, I'm just joking. But Gerald, we've had him for a few years here at the Reptarium. He's a fan favorite. Pretty much, he's just rock solid. If a kid wants to hold a snake for the first time, hand him Gerald.
And now we got this new girl here who doesn't have a name. Noah said Beyonce, but something's just telling me that that's probably not gonna stick. And as you guys see, she's already super tame. Look how sweet she is. And she's perfect, because she's not as small as Gerald, not as big as Breadloaf. So yeah, come check her out. Dad. Dad.
What?
Can we name the new snake Beyonce?
Beyonce, no.
There you have it. There you have it. No Beyonce.
And then of course we have our future big snakes, right? You know, these are the animals that one day will be the giant snakes at the Reptarium. Starting off with Neapolitan, what I call Neo now for short. Absolutely wonderful, eating like crazy, really putting some size on already. I mean, those red eyes and that pied look are absolutely wonderful. I mean, I am so obsessed with this animal, you don't even understand. And it's just a baby, but one day this animal is going to get big, you know, 15 plus, 16, 17, maybe even 18 foot. Now, the original pied stuff was actually kind of smaller, maybe 12 to 14 foot, but as you breed it more into mainland, they get bigger and bigger. So she does have some mainland stuff. Of course, the Golden Child is actually kind of a smaller thing as well, but she should probably get, I would say, on the average of, you know, anywhere from 15 to 18 foot. So she's going to be a giant snake, but what an absolute stunner of an animal. I mean, I'm telling you what, that thing just blows me away every time I look at it. And of course, then we have the rock pythons, right? This is actually the patternless rock python male. That's absolutely a credible animal. So we're trying to get all the giant snakes here, right? I mean, there's no doubt that rock pythons get huge. I mean, these guys will get like the size of a big Burmese python. They typically have a little bit of a crazy attitude. So we're doing a lot with handling these guys as their babies because we want them to stay super tame so when they get bigger, they're not absolutely crazy, right? But one day, this is going to be probably a 15 to 18 foot snake. Of course, the female could get even a little bit larger. They're a heavy-bodied snake, and we're trying to do our best we could do to represent all of the giant snakes here at the Reptarium. Speaking of that, we actually have another giant snake that's going to be coming in about a week or so. More on that later. I don't want to ruin the surprise, but definitely really always worked with giant snakes my whole life, and I just think there's nothing more impressive than a really large snake. I mean, look at this animal. It's going to be incredible when it's an adult. Walking into the lion's den, of course, Lucy, my girl. When I'm talking about giant snakes, Lucy is always going to be in the conversation because she still is my baby. I love her, but she is in shed right now, and so when Lucy's in shed, you don't muck with her. I mean, there's no doubt about that because she's a cantankerous girl when she's not in shed. So when she's in shed and blue like this, she is definitely not an animal that I'm going to mess with, but nevertheless, she's still absolutely wonderful. I love her to death, and she'll always be one of my favorite giant snakes, even if she is a little bit of a handful at times. Of course, Sunrise is our largest Burmese python, but you know, they can get really huge. When I was younger, I actually had a Burmese python that was over 18 foot and about 150 pounds. One time she laid 98 eggs. That's right, 98 eggs. Almost got to that 100 mark. So these guys can get big. I mean, I'd say Sunrise is about 10.5 foot or so. So she can literally grow another 7, 8 foot or something like that. I can't wait to get this girl this size because she's so beautiful. And again, there's the pros and cons to it, right? The cons are the fact that, you know, people won't be able to pick her up like this and kind of hold her. But the pros are it's going to be cool to have a giant Burmese python that we could take out and people can actually interact with because she's so absolutely beautiful. But again, we don't just have Sunrise. I don't know if you guys remember, we got a normal hypo Burmese python too. Of course, we have Jeffrey, the hypo granite Burmese python. That's absolutely incredible. But we're raising up other stuff too, right? Whether they be educational animals, whether they be, you know, eventually going to be over at the Reptarium full time. This is a cool animal. And hypo Burms, as they get older, get lighter and lighter. They're a little bit of a different shade of the albino Burmese python like Sunrise. So I just think it's going to be a cool addition. So this guy is doing really, really good. Tame as could be. Absolutely love it. And the pattern and color is absolutely incredible. Love Penelope. She is absolutely a darling. Another really beautiful Burmese python that we haven't really ever really introduced, to be honest with you. This is actually a pearl Burmese python, which is actually a hypo albino. So it's kind of just a different kind of shade of an albino, right? And this is going to be an animal ambassador for sure. Now, whether or not this actually gets over to the Reptarium, that's hard to say. So what we're doing now is we're actually trying to put a group together of some educational animals that don't necessarily belong at the Reptarium, but are still going to be super tame and just absolutely wonderful animals. That way, when we go to zoo to use and school events and stuff like that, we can actually take those animals and not take animals out of the Reptarium. And that's for two reasons. Number one, we don't want those animals at the Reptarium to get stressed out going around all the time. Not to mention, we really don't like the quarantine factor as well, right? So we want to make sure that we have kind of a new set of animals, if that so to speak. So maybe we'll have like 2 sets of educational animals and maybe an A set and a B set, and they're all the really cool animals. And this Pearl Burm is probably going to be one of the mainstays, kind of like Sunrise is at the Reptarium, but this one will actually probably go out to school events and zoo to use and birthday parties and so on like that. Now that brings me to the next point, as you see a lot of racking systems here, and that's where even this one is being kept right now. Now I'll be honest, it's in a big enclosed enclosure, but I actually want to get away from racking systems, especially for the stuff with zoos. Now that doesn't mean I'm going to completely get away with racking systems, because some snakes I think actually do pretty well in them. In particular ball pythons, you know, really ball pythons do really good in rack systems. But the animals that don't, I really want to switch over. So this entire aisle, both this side and this side, we're hoping we can get rid of all of the racking systems. And I really like the caging system that's called Toad Ranch. They just look cool. They're like a plastic type of cage, but they actually look like wood grain. Really cool. So we're going to actually hook up with those guys, have them build a bunch of custom cages here and here that the animals can actually have climbing branches, naturalistic, almost like little reptarium setups down here. And that's where all the educational animals are going to stay. And to be honest with you, a few animals we might breed might stay in those enclosures too. So like I said, not going to completely get away from racking systems, but we're definitely going to reduce racking systems quite a bit over the next year, year and a half or something like that. Nevertheless, this animal is going to make a great addition to our animal ambassadors because it's absolutely gorgeous.
What I like is I put his phone in with the bird eater.
Did you really?
Yeah.
Jay,
Come check it out. Come here.
did you really? Jay, I actually asked you not to do something with my phone.
Come here. Come here.
And you actually put it in the cage I didn't want you to put it in.
No, did you hear?
No.
I put Mike's phone in with the bird eater.
It looks like I peed myself. You weren't supposed to do anything with my phone.
I know.
Whose team are you on?
Team Vlog.
Are you? So what, Team J? Is it actually in there?
Dude, you're gonna get spotted. Right?
Wait, no, that's my phone. I thought it was just a case. I'm like, I'll get it later. Why would you do this to me?
Just the content is just too good.
No. That was.
Just get it. It's so far away.
I just want to cry. He's so fast.
I'll protect you.
No, you won't.
There you go.
Oh my god, just shut up. Don't jump scare me, that shouldn't work. It is just my case, you sons of.
I told you I wouldn't lie to you, dude. Gosh, you want to do nothing with your phone, bro.
So every locality is different. So this is Fruit Loops here.
I'm going to
So my buddy Tony stopped by, and I think that I found my new whip. We're talking about big snakes today. I think that Sunrise is going to enjoy a little ride in this cool Vespa. What do you guys think? Let me know down in the comments. Tell you what, there is nothing like giant snakes, right? They are absolutely incredible. As a matter of fact, if you enjoyed today's video, here's another playlist of a bunch of giant snakes that I mess with over there. On this side, can you do me a favor and hit that subscription button? It would mean the world to me. Have an absolutely wonderful day, Reptile Army. Remember, be kind to somebody, and I promise I'll see you in the next one.